Hi, welcome to Going Insane with Temperance Domain. I'm going to read from an Oracle book today. Oracle 7 Energies, Exposed and Revealed. It's the number 21, which is relevant to the year. The key concepts are healing shame, the imposter syndrome, letting go of self-condemnation, freedom from past unresolved wounds, focusing on self-worth, the underlying beauty in rejection. When you experience shame, you don't just feel you've done something wrong, you feel like you are wrong, fundamentally flawed. Know that life loves you, and the universe doesn't make junk, only magic. However, many social interactions, especially online, are steeped in distorted, unhealthy ways of expressing pain by shaming. Here's the way out of this. See shame as the heart-wrenching cry for help that it is. Consider whether you could have been triggered in the outer world by unresolved issues that matched all your inner pain points. If someone is shaming you, perhaps you have triggered them. How miserable they must be to expend their energy on such toxicity. They are drinking poison, hoping you will get sick. You cannot love someone out of their shame. You can only show compassion for both them and yourself. Set healthy boundary and refuse to fan the flames. Look upon shame as an opportunity for growth, evolution, healing, and freedom. With this in mind, you can let go of your attachment to control. Or can you let go of your attachment to control? Admit this emotion isn't something you have power over and surrender to a higher power. There is a sacred quality to the vulnerability inherent in admitting you can't do this alone. When you allow yourself to be laid open in this way, you gain a beautiful new perspective. Then the healed shame has the infinite power of the divine to set you free. Wow, really powerful, right? So, in this series of videos that I've been putting out, this is the this is the next most pressing point to make. In this matrix, we are bound, tied to shame because the control factor that they instill in us through their controlling, factors, they, um, religion, any power structure, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I don't Twitter. Never did twit. But not only are the peers encouraged to shame each other, but now the entities themselves are shaming us for having our opinions or putting out the facts as we see them, the truth as we know it, our opinions at all, and they're trying to shame us. I remember when I first started this journey, way back, like 2008-ish, they shamed us by calling us truthers. And I'm like, what? It's like, truth is now a shameful thing. And they shamed Jesus on the cross. And they want us to focus on the cross. It's not about the cross. Because that's what humans did to Jesus, the point was the resurrection, the empty tomb, the magic. Doubting Thomas putting his finger into his wound so that he could feel that he was there again, the resurrection, not the shame, the brilliance, the love of the ultimate unconditional love of Yahweh for all souls at a quantum level, all souls, all sin, for all time at a quantum level. Any way you look at it, they're covered. It's not to focus on the shame, it's to focus on the magic, the beauty, the love, the never ending story. It never ends. I'm sorry, I still have allergies and my eyes are bothering me, so forgive me. So as a society, we've been encouraged to shame each other and to condemn ourselves. It's worked miracles for the dark side. I mean, because we really fell for it. And pride comes before the fall, does it not? So we can't feel shame if we're not in pride. If our ego doesn't need to have perfect child syndrome like mine did. Mine did. I had perfect child syndrome, bad, and no one had to punish me. No one had to kick my ass, shame me. I did it. I'm really good at it. As a teenager, being an empath and not knowing what the heck that was, and then feeling all the angst from all the other teenagers, I was in constant shame mode and just wanting to be perfect. What? Wow. I was raised in religious home, very religious. Um, that wasn't the God, the unconditional God love um, energy that I felt around me. Because, like I said in my introduction, when I wrote out, okay, I've never turned off that still small voice, and it that voice encouraged me to not be in shame, that it loved me unconditionally, like a parent, and that I'd be abandoned, and that would be okay because the love from this unconditional source was never going to leave me, no matter what. I had to not fall into so much shame like Adam and Eve in the garden, where they all of a sudden they're wearing fig leaves. God said, "Who the hell told you you were naked? Why do you have shame?" So I had to reinvite this unconditional love that I craved because I knew it. I had felt it since I was a child. Remember, maybe forever, maybe for many lives. Maybe I remember being created by it. I just know this source of unconditional love is real and it's for me and it's for you. And you and you and you and you and you and you. You too. You too. Okay, this mirror thing is really messing with me. All of you. We're all pieces of this. All things being equal, everything's okay. Okay? That doesn't mean you can go out and murder someone and it's okay. Because whatever you put out, you're bringing back in. So that's on your soul. You're going to get caught. You're going to go, in your karma. Then you've got, it's just an icky mess. I mean, the Ten Commandments are there for a reason. They're very, very practical, logical guideline to reinforce what we already know is wrong. We know it's wrong to kill somebody. We know it. Of course, we also know that it's wrong for someone to kill us. And it's okay to defend ourselves. So, back that truck up. Forgiving ourselves, knowing that we're already forgiven, and then walking away from those actions to become who we want to become, who we know we ourselves to be already. Because we know who we are inside, but the shame is meant to push that down, push that down, push that down, so that we don't become who we're supposed to be and our lights don't glow up, that we don't ascend, that we treat people horribly because we've been treated horribly, because we're shamed. We feel like we should shame somebody else because it puts us up on the dog eat dog meter. I don't know. I don't get it. I've never got it. I don't get why people do that to each other. I just never have understood inflicting shame or pain or on other people, wrecking someone's self-esteem. I mean, yeah, people wreck my self-esteem on a daily. It still didn't occur to me to do it to them. It's just not in me. And if I have slipped up and reacted out in anger, then I kick my ass about it because it's not who I am. It's not who I want to project myself out to be. I don't want to do unto people as they've done unto me. I want to do unto others as I would have them do unto me, which that's why it's the golden rule. To do unto others as you would have them do unto you, not as they've done to you. There's a reason. I mean, you can believe in the Bible or not. I mean, at this point with the Mandela effect, I don't really read it. There's a lot of good stuff in there even now. But even before the Mandela effect, I mean, there's 10,000 versions of the truth. When the truth is inside you, and you open a book, and it could be any version of the Bible, it could be the newspaper. If the universe wants to use that to resonate within you as truth, that's how you discern it. That's discernment. So back to the shame. When we can forgive ourselves for doing shameful things, then we can forgive others for whatever their shame is. Because we're not supposed to judge each other in the first place, are we? We're not qualified. In fact, we're way underqualified. Because we've been in this matrix for so long, we don't know any other way. So we need to work our way out of it. And that's what this is supposed to be about. So I wrote a question down. Will you shut out the light just because of the darkness within you? You're gonna squash that light inside you so they can't shine because there's darkness inside you? Really? Boy, that just means they win. They win. I'm not all about them winning. I'm about kicking their ass with my light. So would you expect that from Mother Gaia too? She's a living entity. She has life. She has intentions. Her intention is not to be bogged down. You know what the problem with Mother Earth is right now? It's not greenhouse gases and it's not global warming. That's not it. You know what's wrong with Gaia? That's her name, Gaia. That is her name. That's what the universe calls her. That's what we should call her. She's a she. She's our mother. We live on Earth. You know why she wants to ascend not why all this is happening, all this shakeup of the norm, this shameful behavior that's been happening, us doing it to each other, us one-upping each other with shameful acts, letting evil get away with doing evil things. You know why? You know why all of this ruckus is happening right now? For over a year? Because she's tired of the darkness inside of us, putting it on each other and expanding. And that's why there's light workers. That's why we were born for such a time as this. That's the reason for twin flames. The star seeds, the indigo children. We're gonna replenish this earth without the darkness. This is Armageddon. This is Revelation. Heavenly Jerusalem. We are rising into it. Even now. Even right now we're rising into it. It's very exciting times. But you gotta pick not the darkness. So that it's easier on you, on Gaia, on everybody. So that the more souls that start understanding that, grabbing hold of the darkness inside them, then encourages their environment. Their environment is darkness, and what they're attracting is darkness. And if you can release the darkness and transmute it, remember, never leave a void. That transmute that energy back into love. Then love can come in, more love can come down. We can ascend up, and the evil that exists here will cease. Because God is Yahweh spoken. He's done. Christ consciousness is here. Grab onto that. You think that you need to see some dude flying in on a horse with glowing letters? That might be ego and pride, because how much altering of the Bible are we going to actually just accept? That Jesus was born in December when he's a Pisces? Really? All these pagan holidays, all of a sudden there's 10 commandments and they all still apply, right? If you go into the theology, which I can debate with anybody, all but four, all but number 4. Does anybody know what the 4th commandment is and why it was important and why they X'd it out right from the get-go? Right from Constantine. The 4th commandment is the Sabbath, where the families rest, where the beasts of burden rest, where we gather together and we speak of how blessed we are, and we give credit where credit is due. How loved we are, and that there's no shame in being a human. There's only shame in being compliant to evil, and accepting that we're evil because we're not perfect. Perfect child syndrome. Nothing's perfect. The universe is perfect in its imperfectness. That's his message. Be kind. Love one another as you love yourself, which means first you have to love yourself, which means shame has no business here. I don't stay in shame long. I've done shameful things, lots, millions, thousands, hours and hours and hours practicing shameful acts. Forgiveness is a better place. And my light is not under a bushel. And they're not going to use my humanness against me anymore. Ever again. So it's okay. We'll talk about the shadow aspects, the dark night of the soul. My previous videos do talk about how to release this stuff, but we'll go more into from the shame aspect. I have also written down here humility. I mean, humility to understand that perfect child syndrome is a syndrome. Nobody can achieve perfectness, and that we're not supposed to judge each other, and that we're not supposed to allow anybody to judge us. We can't allow that. You're not allowed to judge me. You're not allowed to judge what I say, how I say it, what I look like, if my videos are crappy. Don't judge me. If you have good feedback, I'll take constructive, comments. For sure. I mean, everybody should be able to have an opinion, but don't judge me. Don't judge each other. Don't judge yourself. You're not qualified. You can't even judge yourself well. We're not allowed. Mercy and grace for each other and ourselves. You don't have to believe in what he's done for us. He was a walking example. He was that ascended master that came back down, that lowered his fucking energy, excuse my language, lowered his energy enough to exist with us low vibe motherfuckers. And I'm just gonna say it, for a time, so that we would have something to look back on as an example. And that he says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Because we're all created from the same source. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. The Father lives in me. Right here. Right there with you. Pride comes before the fall. But we're not falling. We're ascending. So let go of the pride. And let's ride. Okay. Peace. Till next time. Stay well.